Hello there, welcome back to Planet Zoo, and you join me here today in Lunar Zoo. Thanks very much for joining me. I do hope you're having a good day. So in our last episode we were working over here. We built our little beaver lodge. As you can see, our beavers are beavering away like they do. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this one turned out. I thought it was good fun being creative, trying to create a different kind of an atmosphere. I think it turned out pretty good. Today we are trying something new again, something that I've not done before and couldn't really do until the latest expansion, and I will show you why. Let's just go for a little wander along here, past our reptile house, past our sun bears, around the corner, past our clouded leopards, and here we are. Right, so these pieces just here, these sort of grandstand items, have recently been added into the game, and they are fantastic. They allow you to do sort of a stadium type thing like this, like an arena. And so that's what we're doing today. We are going to be putting in a sea lion area. Again, new animal, sea lions. I'm pretty sure these items, these seating items, were basically added into the game for this exact purpose. So that's what we're going to do today. I've not really played around with it yet, so this is all new to me, but I've managed to work out how you put them down at least, so that's good. Not actually had guests in using them at all, so I don't really know how the guests interact with them, but I'm not too fussed. It's all about the look, and they are really nice looking pieces actually. I really like them. I assume the people do walk right up the stairs and then come and actually fully sit down on the seats there, I would assume. So that's the plan. Basically I want it to be a water area in the middle, probably spreading into this corner here. There's going to be a building at this end, and then some sort of roof structure around at least these sides here. Obviously pathway wise it's going to link in over here somewhere. And yeah, I'm just going to have a bit of fun with it and see what I can do really. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, some sort of area like this, but we've not really had obviously we didn't have these parts or the animals. You know, sea lions are the perfect animal for this sort of arena structure, so yeah, I've had to wait a while for them to be put into the game, and now they are, so here we go. So that's the plan. Let me go away and crack on with it, and we'll see what I come up with, shall we? Okay, so I've created my water area. It was pretty straightforward. Just sunk it down, and then built these fake walls. I'll have to play around a bit because obviously I've got a lot of spare space behind the walls, so I want to smarten that up a little bit at some point. And just made a nice simple sort of concrete ledge around the outside, concrete floor, concrete walls, so nothing too complicated about that. Hopefully the sea lions can get in and out, so I'm not sure. I may have to put some ramps in or something like that. And then I got thinking about what I want to do with regards to obviously in this sort of environment you'd have someone standing here doing talks and displays and whatever. Actually not displays, I don't like that. I don't like performing animals, but they'd certainly, you know, you'd get people sitting down, you'd have someone standing here telling everyone over loudspeakers about the animals. So this is what I've thought of. I'm not sure it's going to work, to be honest. I don't know. It doesn't quite look right to me at the moment. So this may disappear at some point. But that's the idea. Somewhere there's going to be one of these talking things, and I will probably put more speakers down because these speakers are quite small. Obviously there's quite a big arena, so I will do some sort of big sets of speakers in the corners probably, just to make sure that everyone around the arena could actually hear what's going on. So I think what I need to do next probably is just put a barrier in and try to get the animals in at least, so I can see where they can go and where they can't. I might do the building around here first. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, is I'll have the the bed area at this end, I think. Yeah, I think that's probably the plan. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that I might have made it too big, but I don't know. Actually, just looking actually at the rest, I think it's going to be okay. Might be a bit over the top for some sea lions, but I don't know. Maybe this area is used for multiple different animals. You know, depending on what sort of shows they want to put on. I don't know. It is what it is. I will just keep on building, and hopefully in the end I'll come up with something pretty cool. We shall see. So yeah, probably crack on with the building, I think, next, and then get a barrier in. I'll go away and do a bit of work, and I'll probably end up rethinking this little stairway pathway thing here as well. I'm not really keen on it. It's not really working for me. It just doesn't quite look right. So that's probably going to go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just playing around at the moment. This, I'm really sort of making this up as I go along. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. So let me just crack on with some more, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gone ahead and put in the building. Pretty simple building. I found this lovely wooden texture here, the stained wood. And just coloured it appropriately, and then the same for the roof as well. I'm clearly going for a blue theme here because it's that sort of area. So it's a very simple structure, just one big L shape. Obviously, I'll put some bedding in here at some point, just giving the doors a little frame there as well. So nice big openings because obviously they're quite large animals. And as you can see, I put some water in, and I coloured it very blue. I love that you can colour the water now as well. I have also coloured the walls, and the effect is that it looks extremely blue, which I really like. Actually, it's maybe a little bit over the top, but the water here, I like the idea that the water is being treated really well. It's kind of, got lots of good chemicals and things in to help the animals. It's nice and clean. I don't know. There doesn't have to be a lot of logic to it, does there? I just liked the look of it, to be honest. I just wanted it blue. I want this whole thing to look very blue. So that's why I did that. And obviously with the blue building as well. Hints of blue in the woodwork here. Yeah, so that's what I'm going for. As you can see, I've got rid of the path, and I've just put in this larger area of concrete here. So I put a little path under here so that I could put the talk area on there. I did also put in a semicircle of concrete here, obviously extending downwards as well. And that, I don't know, I did that just sort of break up the squareness. It was a very square pattern, and obviously with a square building here as well, and all of this is all square. Everything's square basically. So I just wanted a little bit of shape in there. I might try and put some enrichment items on here, so this is sort of a playing area for the animals maybe. That was my thinking for that. I've linked up the pathways at each end here as well, so obviously it creates a large area back here. So I'll turn this into a garden, probably with a water theme. So it might be a bit of a pond or something probably going in there, just to kind of introduce people to the water theme as they walk along the main pathway over here. And I've just started experimenting with what sort of fencing I might want to use. And this fencing here looks really good. So I may well go with this around the front area here, to obviously between the barrier between the animals and the people. But I want to try and make it so the animals can actually come up on the side on this concrete area. So the fence will stay right along the back edge. That's the plan. Not sure how I'll do this bit here. I want to make it look like this, obviously a way for the staff to come in here, and I need to get the barrier. So I imagine I'll probably put the door, like the barrier door, in this end wall here and connect it to this path here. I think that's probably the best plan. And then I can incorporate the fence over here somewhere, make it like a little gate or some sort of opening or something, just to suggest that someone can come in here and do their speech. Obviously there'll be a door here that allows people to come into the bed area, but if you were just coming in to do a speech, you wouldn't really go through their bed and out there. I don't think you'd have a little entrance at the side here probably. So that's kind of my thinking with that. But it's looking good actually. I like it already. I think it's going to look really nice once the animals are in, and that's probably what I need to do next, because I really do need to check that the animals can actually walk around on here okay, and obviously get in and out of the doors. So that's probably where I need to head to next, which means I need to get this barrier sorted as well. So yeah, I think that's probably the plan. Yeah, okay, so let me head off and crack on with that, I think, and I'll be back once I've done a little bit more. Oh, look at them playing. Oh, look at that one, standing on the water. Now that is a very clever sea lion. Yeah, that shouldn't happen, should it? Oh, that's interesting, that. He's going to have a little roll around. Is he on the water? Right. Well, clearly there are one or two bugs. But anyway, we have some sea lions. Who do we have? We have Jacob. We have Isabel. Was that someone swimming around down there? Oh, there he is. Let's have a look. Who have we got here? Oh, we have Charlotte. Excuse me for calling you a boy. Is that all I've put in so far? I can't even remember how many I put in now. Just the 3. Just the 3, I think, for now. I have noticed them swimming around behind these walls, which is odd. Yeah, I'll have to sort that out, won't I? Unfortunately, I didn't think they could do that. I thought the whole point of putting walls in was that it blocked them, but it apparently doesn't. They just swim straight through the walls and disappear. So I will sort that out. But anyway, they're in. I will probably put another 3 in, I think, in the final product. But as you can see, I've also had to put in some slopes, because when I put them in, I realised they couldn't actually get into the water. So I put these beams in, these concrete beams in, as a gentle slope all around the edge. This corner is kind of annoying. I can't do too much here. I could just put a big post, like a big pillar in the corner, but I don't know, I tried it and it didn't look any better than this, so I've just left it like that on both sides there. But I think they look pretty cool, and it allows the sea lions to get up and down out of the water, which is obviously what's important. I've also put in some enrichment items. So I did what I said. I've put a few of these on here, on this round area, so that this is sort of their main area for playing or for eating. And I've also put a couple of these skittle things, one in that corner there and one up in that corner there. And obviously I have also put this water feature in here. I love these things, they're really, really cool. So I wanted to have one in here. The only issue is that the graphics obviously continue through the water and then they splash down below here, but I can't get rid of that, unfortunately. It's kind of annoying. It's a shame that the graphics couldn't detect when it's hitting other bodies of water and make the graphics change, but there we go. That's life, I guess, isn't it? I'm going to forgive myself for that, because it just looks so cool having that there. I think in real life, I think the sea lions would love doing that. Oh look, even he wanted to walk through it then, getting a little shower. Oh yes, I've also put a couple of feeders down in the bottom of the water here and here. So yeah, so they're in and they're happy. Let me just show you their traversable area. There we go, they can pretty much go everywhere. So obviously they can't get up and down this sharp edge here, and unfortunately they can't actually walk behind this thing. I tried budging it forwards a bit more towards the edge, but then the feet showed out of the wall at the bottom here, so I had to move it back in. It's not the end of the world if they can't walk there. Obviously it looks like they can, but they can't. So yeah, that's just how it is. It's not a big issue. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. They can still get around everywhere. I've actually not seen them come up here, so I may have to put 1 or 2 enrichment items over here just to try and encourage them to use this bit. Obviously they do come up on here, and they go all around this bit with the house, and I have seen one up on this bit here, but I haven't seen them walking along here. And obviously from the public's point of view, this is where you would really want them to be walking, so that they're nice and close to you. But there we go. Fence, you can see I've put in all the way around, and then I solved my little issue over here just by putting a little rope fence in here, just one of these wooden posts with a bit of rope, just suggesting that someone could just unhook that and walk in there. Now obviously a sea lion in real life could just walk out underneath that, but they don't in the game. So do you know what, again, it's one of those things, I'm letting myself get away with it. Why not? It's a game after all. Yeah, this park is not ultra realistic, so I'm going to let myself do little things like that and not lose any sleep. Obviously door wise, that has gone in here, and I've just given it a little wooden frame similar to the frames that I built around these doors. And for now I've just put in this just extended this wood pattern as a low wall along here as well, just to finish this bit off. That may change, depends what I end up building next to it over here. But for now, that absolutely looks fine. It just creates a small area here as well for whatever I would want. You know, you could have some storage here. I don't know. It gives you an area for. Oh, I don't know what it gives me an area for, but it gives me an area there, sort of a backstagey type bit. So yeah, still lots to do. Obviously, there are, as well as these seating areas being added to the game, they also added some railing that goes up the steps here and along the back, so I've still got all of that to add in. And I haven't put I haven't put any bedding in their house yet actually, so I need to do that. I want to create, like I said, some speakers to sit in these corners probably to suggest that the sound is being projected through the speakers. And then I've got to try and create some sort of roof over these seating areas too. So still plenty to do. Oh yes, and of course all of this bit over here. So yeah, loads and loads still to do, but I think it's coming along very nicely. I'm very happy with this. I think it looks pretty cool so far. So yeah, let me go away and do some more, and I'll be back once I've created a bit more. Pretty major developments now. I got a bit carried away and kind of did everything. As you can see, we have a lot more structure in. So I put in the railings that I said about all along here. These are beautiful pieces, really nice. This angled piece is not going to be a lot of good in many places. I guess if you've got a path that's angled at the right degree, then you can use this. But this one that goes along the back here could be very useful in all sorts of different situations. So that's very cool, and they look really, really good along here. So those went around all of the seating areas, and then I decided to build a roof, and this is what I came up with. So I wanted to use the same wood as I've used over here and the same roof same colour roof. Sorry, it's a different type of roof, but it's the same colour. That was right. So this is what I came up with. I needed something. I wanted it to stretch right out over the front, so it needed to be quite long. And then I had the issue of obviously supporting the weight of the front, but I didn't want to have posts coming down at the front because I wouldn't want to block the view of anyone in here. And I did do it at first. I just tried having it with some posts coming down, and it just didn't look right at all. And if you go to a football stadium, for example, and you see these roofs, they're all supported from the back. You don't get, big posts, pillars coming down at the front. So I needed to do something at the back here to show some kind of strengthening, and so I used the beams here just to show that, just to make him look strong and sturdy and supportive. And I think it works. I think there's enough support at the right angles here at the back to show that this weight here could be supported at the back. Now I know what you're going to say. You're going to look at that and think, well, why are the posts sticking through the back? It looks ridiculous. Well, you know what? I've actually done that on purpose because I had all these arches here, and it just looked a bit plain. So actually, by poking these through the back, it just adds something to the back here. It just adds a little bit of interest. I don't know. I like it. You may not. But that's your prerogative, and it's also mine. So I like the look of it. I think it just, I don't know, it just adds a bit of texture, a little bit of change of colour, and just something, it's just something a bit different, that's all. And that's always what I'm trying to do in this game. I'm trying to do big things and little things that are just slightly different and not what you would expect. So that's what I've gone with. And I will do something in these archways as well, probably a flower pot with something in all of these behind here. I think that would look really nice. So that's the shelters. So I've got 3 of those, obviously covering up the 3 seating areas. You'll notice there's also more animals in here. So we now have 8, I think. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure there's 8. Yes, we have Charlotte, Jacob in as well. They were our first 3. We now have Hazel. Oh, it doesn't show me. It's really annoying that it doesn't scroll properly to show you all of them. Oh, there's a Theodore there as well. No, don't know. Very odd that. It's a bit of a bug, I guess. Let's see if I can find out who we've got that I've not highlighted. We've got a Hazel there. Amelia, there we go. She's a new one. Oh, there's Hazel again. No, give me the animal. There we go. Finn. Oh, we got a Finn. Maybe someone's a Star Wars fan. Hugo. Oh, that's a great name for a sea lion, isn't it? Hugo. And who have we got in here? Oh, that's Theodore, as I like to call him, Theo. Hello, Theo. How are you doing? He's happy. Oh no, he's running away from me. He doesn't like me. Oh, fine. Sorry, I obviously upset him. Oh, we've got someone in a box over here. Who's that? Oh, Isabel. Get out of the box, Isabel. You poor thing. Whoops, excuse me. Anyway, so yes, so we have more animals in, and it looks much better now because there's a lot more for people to watch, which is good. As you can see, the animals are very happy, all swimming around in here. What else have I done? Oh yes, I created our corner speakers. So this is pretty simple. This is just a lamppost, a signpost, I think part of the Arctic pack, that one. And it only had 1 arm, so I just rotated it round 3 times. So you end up with an arm on each, and then I've just put a speaker on each arm. And it just looks like a nice little speaker system. So you've got 4 of those. You've got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 more over there. So wherever you were sitting around here, you would get a very good, what am I trying to say? You'll be able to hear what they're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. A very good something. I don't know. A clear listen to whatever the speaker is saying over here. So that's they look pretty cool, really simple but very effective, I think. And the other thing that I've done is put some lighting in. So obviously I've put some lights under the roof here, but I also put some underwater lighting in, and this is a nice blue light down here. So let me turn the lights off. Let me turn the sun out. There we go, that's a better way of putting it. And I think this looks really nice at night time. It'll all kick in. There we go. So you have the lovely orange glow up under these shelters here, and then in the water you've got the lovely blue lights, and blue and orange go very well together. So that's why I've gone for that colour scheme. And you get these lovely reflections in the water as well. So yeah, I think that looks absolutely beautiful. I really do. This orange here just looks fantastic. It highlights these archways really nicely, doesn't it? And this roof here underneath is great. Look at the reflection of the light upwards into the roof there. I just think that looks fantastic. I really do. Yeah, very impressive, the lighting in the game, I have to say. You know, you do get the odd bug in the game, but the lighting is absolutely remarkable, really. So yeah, very, very happy with that. I think that looks very, very nice, especially at night. Let me get the sun back out. There we go. Right, I think that's all I've done so far. Obviously, I put some bedding in as well. That wasn't exactly a big achievement, but there is some bedding in at least. Now, this is something that annoys me. When you put bedding down sometimes, it kind of connects it to the land, and then it raises the land, and there's just nothing you can do about that, I don't think. I've tried. I mean, it isn't actually connected to the land. It is part of this building. So you'd think it would just place it on top of the concrete floor, instead of trying to lift the land up underneath it. It's very stupid, because you end up with lots of land showing through, and if you try and cover that up with another piece, it just does the same again, you know. So you really can't do much about that, unfortunately. all I could do is raise up the level of the concrete. But obviously that's not going to work. So yeah, it is what it is. At least it's inside, you can't really see it much. So anyway, that is basically our habitat actually done now. I think I might come up with some more details. So what I need to do now is more detailing on the outside. So I've got this area here. I've got an idea of what I want to do in here, plus some sort of fencing, and like I said, probably some plant pots along here, probably along both of the backs of these as well. And then I've got a little idea of something that I want to do in this area just here as a sort of an entrance, because obviously this is one way that you'll walk into this zone. So there'll be something just there. Probably not from this side. I'm not too sure if I'm keeping this exactly like this yet. Depends how this bit here works out, I think. So this is probably what I'll move on to next, because it's sort of the big project. I need to put a barrier around here, sink it down, and get a sort of a pond put in as well, and then get all that decorated. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. So let me go away and get on with some of that. You can see I've been quite busy, obviously nowhere near finished yet. So the first thing I did, obviously I just sunk the land down and put in this huge pond. I wanted it to basically fill up the whole area, just so you've got this little slither of land around the outside here. Then I've used, let me just show you what piece this is, because I can't quite remember. Yeah, there we go. So it's an Indian fascia base, and I just thought it would make a really nice barrier actually. So obviously I could recolour it, so I've given it a nice blue colour, sort of matching the blue theme of the habitat behind it, and just sort of copied and pasted it and manoeuvred it all around here. I had to change the shape of the pathway here a little bit, just to fit it all in properly. And then it goes all the way along the back here. It was a little bit fiddly at times, trying to squeeze it together and make it look decent. Some of the joints aren't perfect, but you know, you do your best with these pieces when you're using pieces that aren't really designed as barriers. You know, it's hard to get these corners and joints looking really good, but that's fine. I think from a distance it looks really nice. It looks solid. It looks like a good barrier. So actually I've just spotted the edge of the path is there. I'll have to just maneuver that a little bit. And then what I've done, because I've looked at the sight lines, and obviously this is your main pathway in the park. So this comes straight from the entrance here. So if you go right back down here to the entrance, as soon as you walk in, what do you see right in the distance there? A fountain. So this is what I put in, because this is your view straight down towards this habitat. So at the end of this massive long walkway here, I wanted this fountain. At one point I did consider moving these tables and chairs out the way, but it actually, I think it's quite nice having them there, because it gives you that sense of depth, and really makes you look beyond and see that in the distance. So that's why that fountain is in, and it's a very simple fountain, just a couple of these fountain pieces all linked on top of each other. You've got the big plinth down the bottom here. Oh look, it's floating. I didn't do that on purpose, I swear. So you've got the plinth, then you've got a large fountain, and then a little fountain, and then this is just simply some water effects just rotated around, so you end up with a nice symmetrical pattern like that. Really, really simple. Oh yes, and then I did put an effect at the end of the water here, creating these ripples as well, one of the other water effects. Luckily it's hidden right inside the water here, so you can't really see the little black knobbly thing that projects it out, and I think that looks pretty cool. And then I'll just put a few trees in. I wanted some palm trees in here to give it that sort of deserty island feel, so I've actually put 3 of these in. I originally put them at this end, but they just looked too good. The way I angled them, I thought they looked really nice, and I didn't want them wasted over there. I wanted them right in the middle in this larger area, but obviously I didn't want to put land in here, so I just sunk them into the water. I thought, here, why not have them growing right out of the water? I'm pretty sure some palm trees could grow like that. I'm not entirely sure, but again, it's one of those things. I like it. It looks good. I'm keeping it. Simple as that. I just thought, as you walk around here and you get to here, I just thought it looked really nice having these large palm trees right there next to the fountain. So yeah, so that's why I've done that. Then you've got a couple more palm trees at that end and a couple more at this end. Really simple. And then on the inside of the gate fence, what am I trying to say? Boundary thing. This thing, you know, the barrier. That's what I'm trying to say. I had to use these beams to create the edge here because I needed to cover up the edge of the path, because most of the edge of the path was inside here. So I had to go around, and it takes a bit of time, but yeah, just fill up all these gaps on the inside with this stuff just to sort of finish it off nicely. And then next what I need to do with it is go around and basically I'm going to fill in most of this edge with flowers. I want it to look quite nice and full up with flowers. I think that would look really nice. Just continuing again the theme that I've used in a lot of these other spaces, where you just, you know, you fill the gaps in with different flowers. So yeah, I think that's the plan. And then I've also just done what I said, and I put these flower pots into all of these archways. So I just created a blueprint there, and then just copied and pasted it and turned them around, so you end up with, you know, so they don't all look exactly the same. And I've done that on all of these archways around the back, and I think that looks really nice as well. So yeah, very pleased with that. So we're coming along really nicely. Not much left to do now. I think it's mainly just decorating this bit. And then, like I said, I just got an idea for a little statue thing that I want to put in this corner here. Other than that, I think we're basically done. So let me go away again and crack on with a bit more, and I might get this finished in the next segment with our finished habitat. So you'll see I've put in flowers, like I said, just dotted them all the way around, got a real variety in here. Put some larger things, some of these lobster claw plants as well. I think they look really, really nice. And it's just brightened it all up a bit, hasn't it? I think it looks nice. I don't think I've overfilled, but it's, you know, it is fairly chocker. But that's what I wanted. You know, left a few little gaps here and there. But yeah, I think that looks like a really pleasant little area now. So yeah, I'm very happy with how that turned out. You'll notice on the floor there's a bit of a weird green splodgy pattern thing. This is basically, I had this large area of concrete here, and it just looked a little bit plain, and I wanted to do something with it, and I wasn't too sure what. Initially, whenever I get an area like this, my first thought is to put some sort of canopy in there, you know, raised shelter or something. But also I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to ruin the view from down here like we were talking about before. You know, I still wanted you to be able to see everything in the distance there. So then I looked at this building that I put in a little while ago, and I saw these green splodges, and I thought, well, what about if I do something similar out on the floor, make some pretty patterns basically. So that's what I did. I just put some of these on the floor, just placed them and sunk them into the ground so they look fairly flat. Just put them into a couple of spiral patterns, and then here I put this one kind of leading you down the little pathway there towards the entrance of the habitat over there. So yeah, it's a little bit quirky, a bit different. Doesn't really mean anything. The pattern isn't there for anything in particular. It just fills a gap and it looks nice. So yeah, why not? A little bit of whimsy for you. Nothing wrong with that. And then so you come down here and you turn into the habitat, and in front of you, this is my little plinth idea that I had. Just as a little sort of introduction into the area, basically, I wanted to put one of these sea lion statues on a plinth, and then I decorated it using these various different stone pieces around the outside, so it's quite grand looking thing. And then I used one of these little data information things that I've created here just to suggest that this is someone special. So this was maybe their granddaddy sea lion who's passed away now, but he's forever remembered in this statue, and here's a little bit of information that you can read about him. That's my thinking anyway. So yeah, it is a little bit grand, a little bit over the top, but I kind of like it. It's just, again, it's a little bit of whimsy, I think. Nothing wrong with that at all. And I think that's all I've done. I don't think I've made any more changes in here. No, that's all basically as it was. So that's it. That is all I'm doing. So I'm not going to faff around here because I don't know what I'm doing in here yet, and obviously the same over this way. So until I get to do those areas, that's not going to change. So that is our our sea lion habitat. I have to say, yet again, I've surpassed my expectations. I am extremely happy with how this has turned out. I just love it. I think it looks really, really nice. I wasn't too sure whether I'd got the scale right, but actually when you look at it in comparison to some of these other zones, I think it's about right. And I think when you look at the animals as well, I think it looks realistic. I think this number of animals would have this much space, and I think I managed to get all the shelters and the buildings. I think the only thing that maybe could be smaller would be this bed area, but then I think in a real zoo you probably would have a large building like this, because you'd probably have multiple bed areas, so you could split the animals up if necessary. There'd be a behind the scenes sort of storage area in there. There'd maybe be a little quarantine area or something. So I don't mind it being like that. And obviously, because of the point of this zoo is to have a lot of structures and buildings and nature, that's what I've done. I've created a lovely nature area here, and then I've come up with some decent looking buildings here that are all kind of blended together and interacting with each other properly. So yeah, I don't mind it. I'm pretty happy with it anyway, and I'm happy with the entire thing. Actually, I think it looks really nice. So please do let me know what you think, whether you like my little sea lion enclosure. Hopefully you do. So that's going to be it for this episode. A little spoiler for the next episode, because I've already started working on it actually, and I will just show you what I'm doing roughly. It's going in over here, and as you can see, it's going to be quite large. I'm not going to tell you what the animal is. You can have a guess, but obviously I've put in a lake, and I put in a raised area over here as well, and the path is all in place, and that is how large the enclosure is going to be. So yeah, we're talking big here. I've got some pretty grand plans for this, so you can have a guess yourself as to what's going in there, but you'll have to wait till the next episode to find out. But for now, that is going to be it for our sea lion habitat. So thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate you spending some of your time with me. And hopefully you can join me again very soon. But until then, do take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.